Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to talk about AI in the cloud. So something like AWS, something like Azure, something like Google Cloud Platform. I'm going to talk about how, like the basics of AI in the cloud, right? Cool. So pretty much AWS is one of the most popular platforms for cloud services. GCP is also up there. Azure is up there. So Azure is second place, AWS is first place, and GCP is third place, right? The numbers might have changed, but definitely AWS has been around for a while, which is Amazon's product, right? Essentially, AWS is a cloud service, right? This cloud service contains databases, AI machine learning model saves as files, right? So the brain, all those AI models, they save as files, and also just code files, picture files, image files, stuff like that. So we have the original computer. This original computer is where the AI or the apps that you use or the websites or the games that you love were made, right? Or even videos were edited, right? Video edited, a picture someone illustrated using their computer or on their phone, a text message someone is texting you, because computers, phones are pretty much tiny little computers. So a text message someone sends you, you go to your messages and you see all your messages. That's an original computer. All that data gets stored into a cloud, right? If you have an iPhone, it's probably in your iCloud, right? I'm not sure if Android has this feature as well. I'm not. Most likely, you'll go to your Google Drive if you're using an Android phone or something like that. But Google Drive is another form of a cloud that everyone's used to. Everyone has Google Drive. Dumpbox. What's the other one? There's another one. That's not Dumpbox. What is it called? It's called. Wow, I'm losing the word for it. The Dropbox. That's what it's called. Dropbox. Yeah, Dropbox. Things like that. YouTube itself is technically a cloud service as well. Okay, so Instagram is also a cloud service. Twitter, aka X, also a cloud service. All these things have some type of cloud service that's going on, or they're existing inside of a cloud. Okay, that's how a lot of these things work nowadays. Not everything works this way, but a lot of things do exist in a cloud, right? So the original computer is where the thing is created originally, the video, the image, the code, the website, the game, the model, the AI, all that was made on the original computer. Then you send that up to a cloud, and then it's hosted there. It lives there, right? And then the cloud is pretty much someone else's computer. Some company has a billion computers, not billion, but like thousands of computers in a special place, and these computers hold the information that anyone else can grab from. So when someone is using your app on their phone, on someone else's phone, or someone's playing your game on their computer or using your web app on their computer, depending on how you have it set up, most likely nowadays they're grabbing from a cloud, right? Now you can host your own local PC, right? You can host from your local PC, but is this not super efficient? So that's not really a cloud. If you're hosting from your own local computer, most likely nowadays things are hosted on local computers or clouds, but you get the idea. But a lot of websites now, a lot of apps exist in the cloud, right? So when the user's going back and forth using the data, seeing their following, posting pictures, all that involves the cloud. They're posting it to the cloud. It's coming, when they're searching, it's pulling from the cloud. When they're trying to send a message, it goes up to the cloud, goes to someone else's phone. All of this is in the cloud, right? So the cloud, this is like a database, right? So database might have pictures inside. It might have videos inside. It might have data like this inside. The database holds a lot of different things, and it just organizes it. Okay. Then you have code files, right? Image files, JSON files, just any file that's needed to run the app, run the website, run the game. All these files also can be stored on there as well, and you can download them too. When you're downloading a game from your PC, probably is downloading from a cloud service. So you're downloading all these game files, you're downloading file from the cloud, right? And then the AI model, when you're using ChatGPT on your phone, most likely you're calling to their cloud service. ChatGPT hears it via the file, via the computer code slash the AI. The computer code and the AI model file work together. Plus, if you're using the RAG system, then the database is also involved. Or if you're using the agent, right? The agent probably is using the database plus an AI file, like an AI model file plus a code file to do what you want, right? So it's grabbing all these things, exist in clouds. The most common form or the most common medium for data storage for AI models or the AI files is S3 buckets, but not all of them fit in these things as well. And like I said, Azure has their own version of these things. GCP has their own version of these things. So it's all the same things, it's different names. And essentially, that's how AI works in the cloud. Now, the last thing I want to mention is very important. Is KL divergence and retraining models. most of the time when these models are being used, so if you're using ChatGPT, if you're using Instagram, if you're using Twitter, your taste might change over time. When you were a kid, the videos you watch on YouTube changed as you got older, right? Or your algorithm, maybe when you got a girlfriend or a boyfriend, you stopped watching certain content, started watching what they watch, so now your algorithm changed on your phone, right? And things of that nature, right? Or maybe your audience, is getting older, so they might not use your product anymore. So the new audience coming in, they like your product, but they're completely different than your old audience using your product, right? For any business you have. So you might need to retrain your AI model on new data, depending on the situation of your audience changing or people's taste changing. One of the methods is called KL divergence. It's a mathematical equation, a statistical model or a statistical equation, or just a method, a technique to figure out if your model needs retraining, right? When you have your model up in the cloud or it's deployed, if your model is deployed means that people can download your product, can use your product, they can do stuff with it, they can interact with it, and it works the way you plan it to work. Apps, websites, they're deployed. Video games are deployed. Instagram is deployed. When you send a text message, you're deploying, your message, right? So, and people can react to that message and stuff like that, right? These are all deploying things, right? When you deploy an AI model into a cloud or deploy it into an app or whatever, one way to know when your AI needs to be retrained is KL divergence. It will measure the models. I'm not going to get super deep into it because I'm trying to keep it basic, but that's one technique that you can use to measure if your model needs to be retrained, right? And most of the time, there's code built in these AWS systems. If it's an advanced system, a really good system is collecting data on their users as they're using it, right? And they use that data, they store it, they don't play with it, and they only use that data when the model needs to be retrained, and they retrain it. So it's not constantly being retrained, it just retrains ever so often when it sees a shift in customer behavior or something changes, like maybe the weather changes, right? And stuff like that, right? The weather over time changes. It used to snow, beginning of December, now it snows at the end of December. So the model has to change what it's learned, or holidays might change, right? Holidays might go out of style, which was using for sales data or sales prediction models or stock market modeling stuff, right? Things change over time. So models need to know when they got to relearn stuff. So that's a good way to KL divergence is a good way to trigger this. But also, like I said, like a really good AI system that deploys stuff keeps their users' data if they're allowed, right? You need to be allowed to use their data if they allow this. This is where data privacy is a problem sometimes, because data privacy kind of stops the user experience. Because if the AI is not learning on you, you might just have a really bad experience on the app because it's just guessing what you might want to consume or what you might want it to do. Hence why learning your data is cool, but then you can have it, use your data, but not retrain the model. So there's different ways around data privacy, there's different situations, but essentially a really good AI system stores some type of data on users, and over time it uses KL divergence or some other method to trigger and signal it when it needs to retrain. It retrains and automatically deploys that new model to the users, and users don't even see the difference. Or you announce it and be like, hey, we have a new model that came out. ChatGPT has a new model every couple months. Same with Claude, same with Anthropic, same with Gemini, same with, which is Google. Amazon drops a model, right? They usually announce when their model's retrained, but you might not know this can happen automatically. This can be made into an automatic system. Now, you can do this manually or automatic. You can have it automatically happen, or you can do it manually. You can manually calculate the KL divergence every week, every day if you would like, or you can do it automatically via some code that's automatically generated or on your local computer using NAA or agents or just some type of basic normal programming code to automatically run things. So, but yeah, that's pretty much the gist, okay? So this is the second to last video of my AI series that I've been teaching, AI to beginners. Everything about AI on a deep level. If you want to learn how to make AI, if you want to learn about the AI space in general, this has been a great course teaching people. So please check out my previous videos if you want to catch on the train of learning about how to use AI more effectively and how it works, okay? And if you want to learn AI from me personally, if you want me to teach, like a group, if you want me to help you integrate AI into your business or give you like a AI integration business plan, I can do that. If you want me to just verify an idea you might have, I can do that. My email is in the description of this video below. Please check it out and reach out to me on website. My website is also there as well, so also check that out. But appreciate you guys so much. Peace.